Hi friends, this is Calpun Piso. I'm making a short video about reality, about the psychosis of religious faith, which is a form of a neurological disorder, an HIV of the brain, as I said, and the tangible realities of science, which works, which is the thing that works. And it's important for us to feed our brains. We are in 2015, and I'm having breakfast. So what do you do in the morning when you resurrect after being dead all night? In other words, unconscious, because we die at night when you lose consciousness and you dream, and then we resurrect in the morning a little bit older. So what we do is, in science, things that work, because atheists, mentally healthy atheists, scientists, are the creators of science over millennia. Accumulated knowledge and science, not the psychosis and delusions of religious faith that stagnates the intellect. In the morning, I feed my brain. And I use nutrition. So what does it do? I feed my brain, I feed my body, which feeds the brain and gives the energy, with strawberries, oats, blueberries, very excellent for your health. And these are, of course, product of mentally healthy atheist science, technology. Because in nature, these are very, very small. They're not as big as this. Also product of science of atheism. If you pray and pray and pray, these strawberries will never grow as big as this. Then of course, for my body, I take pills. Product of atheism. This here, they're calcium blockers. In other words, even though I'm 73 years old and I never get sick, but this dissolve the blockage of calcium that accumulates on your veins, despite my healthy food. And this calcium blockers, they actually reduce the calcium slightly, so that way you don't have a heart attack. And the blood flows easily. This is fish oil, which is very good for you. And of course aspirin and pills for allergies. So what are these product of? All these are product of science, of atheism. So you can pray all you want and you'll never get a healthy body. And of course for my brain, I rely on reality created by science, archaeology, different sciences, all different archaeology, books, and then of course I watch what's on TV. And now you see in TV, of course you never believe anything that anybody says, because it's good to be skeptical. Always be doubtful of things that are presented to you. So you read, you connect the dots, and you compare information to see if this agency have not lied to you. When a person writes a book, look into the author. Who wrote it? They don't come from the spirit world. They come from evolved mutated primates. We are as we are, and the culture. So when you read any book, find out the author, his upbringing or her upbringing, to see if what he says or she says in the book is accurate and based on reality and accurate information. So we see that. We see here what's happening today. And we see family confirms U.S. hostage dead. Well, what is ISIS? Of course, Islam psychotics. There are 73 sects in Islam. Christianity is the worst, it's the most virulent of all of them. Because Christianity is a belief in a Christus, in a zombie that resurrected, saved with blood, for the sin committed by a madman and a rib woman when they accepted a fruit offered to them from a talking snake on a garden 6,000 years ago. See, that is a psychosis. This is schizophrenia big time. And it spreads in churches. It's a cancer of the brain. So this woman, a Christian, a Christ psychotic, goes to places she doesn't belong because she's so stupid, brought up in Christianity-infected America. That they go to places they do not belong. And then the families complain because they get their heads chopped off. Well, rejoice! Because in the moment that she gets her head chopped off, she is in heaven. In the Christianity of heaven of zombie Jesus, with these angels and all kind of creatures in there in heaven for eternity. When in reality, the only life after death she's going to get is bacteria eating her remains. And the family, hey Christians, you're going to pray and have a vigil? No, go to Grand Canyon. Be a true Christian. Go to Grand Canyon, stand on the ledge and say, hold hands and say, in Jesus' name we jump. Don't be hypocrites. If you believe in God, kill yourselves. Follow her example. And of course, the Islam psychotics is a reaction to the Christian crusades, as POTUS Obama said. The Christian inquisitions and all the GOP, the God Obsessed Party, were pissed off at him because he's telling the truth. The Islam psychotics, there are 73 sects. 73 sects. And don't forget, the more one knows, the more difficult it is for others to lie. So therefore, that's what a brain that is healthy, in other words, an atheist. Because atheist comes from a, no, without, and theos or deus, which means God. But what is a God? A God is an apophiba, imaginary friend or foe, irrational belief, acceptance. God can be anything that you want it to be. There are 8,000 languages spoken in the planet. Keep that in mind. So, God is an invention. It's so many different words that means that. But that's it. A God is an imaginary friend that you trust. In other words, it's bullshit. The only true God is the cock of our dads. In other words, the penis, the phallus that creates life. So the science of atheism creates this. And pills. And it keeps you healthy. Now you know. Feed your brain. Be skeptical. The more you know, the more difficult it is for others to lie. A healthy brain is a brain free of religious psychosis, the HIV of the brain that could make our species extinct. And the reason these things happen in the world.
Out of society. And the Republican Party establishment, instead of condemning him, they came out and made a point to say that we stand by him. These people need to reflect sincerely about what they're doing to the social cohesion of this country. White lives matter, Muslim lives matter, all lives matter, and we have to start
religious
putting this
psychosis. It could have been a wheat thin commercial because this hand the size of a canned ham goes in. I lost half of my net supply.
The man believes that. He has false memories.
Up and admired a knife.
Brought up in a Christianity-infected home.
Darned it if that knife.
His fantasies are coming back to haunt him.
Weeks later.
Whether Republicans will be allowed back at that office is now being decided by NBC.
If you believe in a resurrected zombie that's saved with blood and angels and demons and demonic possession, all that,
NBC are telling our Brian Stelter.
you believe his fantasies to be true, what he's saying. He has false memories. Yes.
More than just reading his mind or what appears to be the case. Now, as far as the FBI involvement in this,
I have to prove that it's a hate crime.
Invited the FBI to have to do under the federal.
Don't churches, Christians hate the sin,
that either the state
and they hate the Quran, and they burn the Quran?
Or they have it.
See, in Christ Psychotic infected America.
Choosing not to.
There you have it.
Ever talked to this guy in the.
But they hate the sin, the Christ Psychotic infected imbeciles in church.
Of course, they also maybe very.
They hate Obama.
A lot of scrutiny.
They want to kill Obama, our president.
Police force, especially
because he's a Muslim.
Maybe hopefully this will be a good.
What is hate? Imbeciles.
Coordination.
Where does hate come from?
Really motivated.
It's all getting churches. Christianity infected imbecile churches, full of hate, full of racism, homophobia, and everything. And that's why they teach the children in church, reading only one book, the Bible. Read the Bible, you dumb, stupid, ignorant imbeciles. Read the Bible. It's full of hate for the sin.
Is a little bit misleading, and I think that's contributing to the.
This imbecile has a brain. He's brought up in a Christian home.
United States.
When he was a kid, taken to church by his Christianity-infected parents. So what do you think?
With us right now is the apocalypse upon us right now.
Difficult to.
He's as insane as all the rest of Christians that go to church and believe in hocus pocus in resurrecting zombies with blood. What's the difference? There's a difference between the psychotic beliefs at the core of all religions and the psychotic beliefs at the core of mental disorders like schizophrenia and others. They're all created by sick brains. See that? Sniper? Where do you think he got his voodoo and believing souls and angels and demons and stuff like that from? Church. Christianity infected America. The HIV of the brain nobody seems to see. People that go to church and kneel and pray to imaginary friends are considered sane, aren't they? But if a guy expresses his beliefs in voodoo and the demons and then he kills a sniper, then is he insane? See what happened in Christianity infected America? Anybody that goes to church and believes in imaginary friends and somebody that resurrects us with blood is sick. It's a schizophrenic, he has suffered from mental diseases, and there are millions of churches in the United States spewing this garbage, this insanity. So religious is one of the schizophrenias, and Christianity is the worst of them. I call it Christ psychosis. Rest my case. Where do you think the guy that killed the sniper gets his apocalypse from? It's all Christian. It's in the Bible, imbeciles. If you believe in God, you're a theotard. You're stuck in the Middle Ages, and it's very dangerous. And the United States is full of them. It's full of nuts. 80% are Christianity-infected imbeciles in this country, run by nuts. Look at the GOP, God-obsessed party. It's beyond me. The cause of all these problems and she being killed is Christ psychosis. She was brought up in this delusion, in this Christian crap that is being infected the Western world since for 1700 years. There is no God. The spirit is the air in the lungs. There is no hocus pocus God crap. This God does not exist. We are evolved mutated primates created by the penis of our fathers, ejecting sperm, DNA, product of evolution into our mother's cave. We are nothing but animals. We are related to all DNA, with proof of DNA, by all life forms in the planet. We are full of bacteria and viruses for 3 billion years. And this is proven by science, which only a mentally healthy, in other words, an atheist brain can understand. So this is the problem. Churches, psychotic places that spew all that garbage, the theocratic garbage of the 12th century, infecting the brain of children with this crap. And this is the result. There are a million churches in the United States of America, Christianity infected nation. And Christianity is a mental illness, like an HIV of the brain, keeping people theocratic, stupid, ignorant, deluded, racist, homophobic, intolerant, and psychopath. And that is a fact, proven in the neurology lab. A lobotomy will cure Christianity and any other Islam and other religious crap. Deal with it with facts, imbeciles. But this is the problem. She's not taught science. She's been in church since she was a little girl. The parents are the fault. They are Christianity-infected imbeciles. And then she goes to places that doesn't belong. This woman is ignorant of Islam, ignorant of the Middle East, ignorant of the cultures. And the only thing these imbeciles do is go over there to impose a Christian crap and alleviate suffering. Well, if you believe in zombie Jesus that is real, why didn't Jesus didn't protect you? Why the angels didn't come out and help you? Why didn't they give you a little vision that that if you go over there you're going to be killed? No! Hypocrites! Imbeciles! Religious and mental illness keep people retarded, stupid, ignorant, moronic, and racist, homophobic, and stupid. And unfortunately, these are the people in control of the United States Senate and Congress. These imbeciles belong in mental institutions. The GOP, God-obsessed party, a disgusting imbeciles stuck in the 12th century. And they are the ones leading America. It's like a schizophrenic, drunk pilot flying a plane with over 200 million people in it. Idiots. Look at this. This is what she gets. She's over there in the place of these evil people. They're trying to help them because she's too stupid. The rest is going to have her head chopped off over there. She don't understand anything about the Middle East and the way the people think and about the religion of Islam, which are the religious psychosis of Islam. She doesn't understand that. And guess what? She relies in zombie Jesus. Well, why be a hypocrite? Look at that. Continue to prayers do not work. Stupid, schizophrenic imbeciles. Prayers are utterances of fools, psychotic people, praying to imaginary friends. Why don't you pray to Winnie the Pooh or Donald Duck or Saruman? You will get nothing in reason. Just learn science. If you get sick, pray. Do not ask for a doctor. Somebody with a technical ability developed by mentally healthy atheists. That's what you got science, the internet, and technology from atheists. They don't believe in all that crap that stagnates the intellect. Well, now, I don't understand why, if she's going to be she's going to get her head cut off, well, she can go for her blood in sacrifice, be happy. And why is she not happy? This lady should be ecstatic that she's going to be with zombie Jesus for eternity. She's not going to be, and then she actually should invite her family to, in the moment that she had her head chopped off, and says, parents, if I go with Jesus, why don't you go to the Grand Canyon, all of you, all the family of this lady here that are devoted Christian hypocrites. They are afraid of death and they don't believe in what they preach, because if they believe in life after death, they should all, after she is dead, go over there to the Grand Canyon, hold hands, read the Bible passages, and then say, in Jesus' name we jump. Join her in eternal life. Do not pray, hypocrite imbecile. Go and jump, kill yourself. Join her in eternity and be happy. Practice what you preach. The Islam psychotics of 9/11 did. They got into planes and they went into the Trade Center. These are very intellectual Islam psychotics, but they believe it. They know they were going to be in heaven with the 72 virgins and all that stuff after they killed themselves in those planes. They believe it. So why are you Christians, stupid, imbecile, psychotics? Why don't you just practice what you preach and kill yourself? Go to Jesus instead of praying. Prayer doesn't work, you imbeciles. If you get sick with cancer, pray. So you can say, don't get advantage, take advantage of mentally healthy atheist science, of medical science. Imbeciles. See? And the news agencies are too stupid to understand the facts. So they don't mention that religious beliefs are a mental illness, a cancer of the brain. Nobody sees it. So that is the reality. People in the morning when they wake up, do not pray. Be like a mentally healthy atheist as I am, with a very healthy brain, and at 73 I never get sick, because I rely on science. I connect the dots. I know exactly what I am. I'm an evolved, mutated primate, a freak of nature, a crazy ape. So let's deal with the truth. So, and I know the only life after death is bacteria that will be eating my remains. Of course, good luck, because I want to be cremated. I want to go to heaven. The heaven of the oxygen, the atmosphere, with my ashes and particles of everything in it. But see, that's the reality of it all. And, of course, we go back to the beginning. I get my information. Never believe, and the reason I know what I know is due to this. And I have many, many more books. I connect all the dots, and to see if it's true. National Geographic make tons of mistakes because they are founded by Christianity-infected imbeciles. See? That's where your National Geographic comes from. They are founded by Christianity-infected imbeciles in England, the 19th century. So you cannot really trust them. They have few things that are correct, but the majority are not. Look at the History Channel. Ancient aliens and all that crap due to Christianity. So the whole United States is infected with Christian imbeciles. The whole Western world is Christianity-infected imbeciles. That's the reason you connect the dots and you keep your brain healthy with this. Like they say, the truth will set you free. That is the reason why I connect the dots. Let's keep in mind, we are evolved mutated primates that create thinking with our brains. We are a product of a spit of a sperm DNA from our father's penis into our mother's cave of creation. That's the way the brain is initiated. The universes within that we create thought with is a creation of a spit of sperm. No if or buts or crap or God or bullshit like that. None. This is reality, and the only reason we know that is because of science of atheism. Atheism has inquired. A person with a healthy brain, and it was an atheist brain, uses collective knowledge to find out the truth on things, and that is science. A religious person is stuck in the past. Their brains do not evolve. In other words, they constantly pray and read only one book. Go to church, read the Bible, and you understand what I say is true. So religious people are stuck in the past. They are theo-tarded. In other words, their brain is retarded because of God. Theos means God, and God is an apophiba, imaginary, friend, or irrational belief acceptance. If you believe in God, you are theo-tard. And religious psychosis, especially Christ psychosis, is the most dangerous, and is a virulence of the neural array. It's like an HIV of the neural array that it could make our species extinct. And that includes all the Christian, all the Muslims, all the Jewish, anything that has faith and believing in imaginary friend gods and crap like that has a problem with the brain. Do you want to know about different cities, different ancient civilizations? The truth? Well, you study archaeology. And you connect it that. You study evolutionary biology, architecture, religious psychosis, the religion of different epigraphy, science, the ancient geology, paleontology, and all that. And if you want to know about Erbil, you know what Erbil is at? You want to know the name? There it is. This is from archaeology. You know what a Roman sanctuary is? All that. And this is true. This is true. Look at that. So I do not bullshit. When I say something in my YouTube videos, I have the evidence to back it up. And I slap in the face the psychosis infected imbeciles that dare to tell me that I'm incorrect, because I am simply the messenger that connected dots. I don't invent these things. I read about it, connected dots, and I can call them theotards. So if they feel insulted, too bad. Religious psychosis, virulent of the brain, must be crushed. Because religious psychosis, faith, is a disease of the brain. And the brain is the creator of thought. And that is true. The brain creates the delusions of God, Ifofiba, when it is sick. Pace Diorum, keep the brain healthy.